Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Patriots? It is the 26th of July, 2019, which makes it Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. If you're working people, Friday's usually a very good thing. It's the ending of the work week. Get a couple days off to relax. Anyway, we can have a good time relaxing because we saw Robert Mueller in this congressional hearing or whatever they want to call it. And he looks like a stammering old senile. I don't even know. I can't. I'll tell you what. It's like I said. Hillary Clinton, in the condition she was running for president. Joe Biden, with his head hacked open and his brain taken out twice, and all evidence shows it was not put back in. He's on the campaign trail. Now, Robert Mueller's dragged out in the condition he's in. You got Jerry Nadler passing out during press conferences with New York Mayor de Blasio. You got Nancy Pelosi stammering and stuttering like a friggin' twat. She's another senile one that should not be in the halls of government anymore. But the reason why they're there in that condition is what I said, and you can go back to other rants that I've done. And I've said, when you've made the deal with the devil to get where they are, the devil wants to be paid back. And he's not going to take, I'm not feeling well, I'm not going out on a campaign trail. Oh, yes, you are. You want to be in that lake of fire, bitch? Get out on that trail. You owe me. So they're out there in that condition because they made the fucking deal with the devil, and now they got to pay. And that's how they're going to pay. They're going to suffer to the day they die. Devil's going to drag them around when all they want to do is relax and lick their wounds and get some rest. Ain't happening. Devil's making sure of it. You asked for the devil's help. You got the devil's help. Now you got to pay the motherfucker back. So anyway, what we learned during 5 hours of nonsense in a 9.5 minute press conference he did forehand, Mueller that is, that they talk about he had a wide scope, almost unlimited scope to go looking for Russians and Russian collusion and, Russian misgivings and bad deeds towards our elections. That's what it was framed out to be to the public. What it really was find a way to get Donald Trump. We don't care how. Find a way to get Donald Trump. Because you heard the testimony. You heard the Republican members of this committee talk about how when you had the Steele dossier and Fusion GPS and the guy, I forget, Simpson maybe is the owner's name was, that was the reason for the FISA warrants. It turned out to be a pile of junk. It's unverifiable garbage. The guy that wrote it, the guy that gave it to the Clinton campaign or to the government, won't even stand by it. How come nobody was brought to task for that? There were Democratic members that lied to Mueller. None of them got charged for obstruction or perjury. Anything that made the investigation have to turn left, Mueller wanted no part of it. So basically, it was a try to get Trump campaign. And he was the part two of what they called their security to make sure Donald Trump wasn't president. They were going to make sure of it. And when he got elected, they said, we got to make sure he doesn't stay elected. So they got Mueller. Mueller couldn't do shit with it either. He left it vague and he kind of left it open so the Democrats could maybe wiggle a little bit. But they pushed Mueller out there and the Republicans got to ask questions, and you found out it was a bigger load of shit than we actually originally thought. If they want to continue to push on Trump when there's less than nothing as evidence, telling us that it's obstruction of justice for him to exercise his Article 2 power. He could have fired Mueller, no problem. There would have been another special counsel to contend with. That investigation would not have gone away. Just because if you got rid of Mueller doesn't mean all the evidence goes away with him and that's it, it's over and done with. That's bullshit. A lot of what they used as evidence to cite Donald Trump was news articles that were basically false. This is how it works. The Democrats leak some false bullshit to the news. The news airs it. Then they pretend to pick it up like it's, oh, look, the news is reporting a leak. Somebody knows something, so let's act on it. So they make it look like where he said, Donald Trump said, fire him. Fire Mueller. I don't care. Just fire him. I'll fire him. Never happened. He asked Rosenstein to go. He asked for Rosenstein to be removed for conflict of interest. He said to bring it up and see if it could be done. He never said it had to be done. And even if it was done, it wouldn't have been an obstruction of justice. But it was never done. See, they're talking about it's obstruction of justice to even say, what do you think? Think I should do it? Go do it. No, don't do it. If it hasn't been done, then there's no crime. It's like saying it's thought crime. No such thing as thought crime. Oh, I thought about it. You're going to jail for thinking. That's how the Democrats act. They don't think. They're afraid to go to jail. That's why they don't think. But now we know beyond a shadow of a doubt this was a phony get Trump investigation. It had nothing to do with really checking for the Russians. Can I tell you what? If you were really worried about Russians, Obama would have been doing something about it. Because it happened long before Trump was elected. When Obama, our commander in chief at the time, was supposed to be responsible for making sure that the Russians weren't doing ill-gotten gains with our elections. Like Joe Biden says, that won't happen on his watch. Now, it already happened on your watch, jerk off. See, that's what I mean. The guy don't have a fucking brain in his head no more. He doesn't even know what fucking happened when he was there. So he's going to be, I'll tell you what, he's going to be super puppet if he becomes president. So, at this point, between the big bullshit, big steaming pile of shit that Mueller laid out in this friggin' hearing, and the four friggin' twats calling themselves the fucking squad, yelling about anti-American this, anti-American that, the detention centers for the illegals are concentration camps. So I'll tell you what, man, I don't remember the Jews in the 40s trying to break into German concentration camps or running up to the SS. Here I am, take me to the concentration camp, please. Wasn't happening. These fucking places are nicer than most public schools, unless you're in a wealthy or high-class suburb. Yeah, go to any urban area and look at the schools and look at those detention centers. And I'll tell you what, if you're living in these fucking urban areas, you ought to be pissed because your government's taking money that should go to you and putting it towards the illegals. And then turn around calling them concentration camps and all these bad things. I saw something funny. There's a picture of a woman. She's got her head down like she's like, oh, damn, like real depressed. And she's in front of a big ice machine. And it says ice all over it. And the caption was, the minute AOC found out ICE had a detention center outside of every 7-Eleven. It's about how smart these fucking idiots are. Because I don't think those four twats have a fucking brain between them. And I'll tell you what, I think Ilhan Omar, they probably cut her fucking brain out when they fucking circumcised her fucking clit. That is a true piece of shit. You know what's funny? She runs around like she does, knowing that if she was back in her own country, she would be beaten with an inch of her life, if not stoned outright to death for being who she is right now. Talking back to men, walking without her male relatives. Who the fuck does she think she is in the Muslim world? That's right, Muslims. What the fuck you doing letting your women do that? Behave like that. Took a position of power that a man should have? What's the matter with you Muslims? You're slipping. See, that's what I mean. She comes from such an authoritarian piece of shit fucking area of the world and comes here and talks about our fucking country. If she was in Somalia talking bad about Somalia, they'd have her fucking tongue cut out already. If not, a lot worse. All right, that's all I want to talk about real quick is what a joke the Mueller fucking, I don't even know what you want to call that monstrosity was. The Mueller hearing, the Mueller testimony. It was just a doddering old man making a fool out of himself and proving once again that there was a witch hunt. All it was to get Trump. It's all it was. Get fucking Trump. And it didn't work again because there's nothing to get. What we say is the reason he gets away with all this because he's protected by God. Because there's nobody else that would stand up to this. This shit that they sling at him every fucking day. I don't know how he does it sometimes. I know I wouldn't stand. I would have friggin' committed mass murder already. Godspeed, Donald Trump. You're doing a hell of a job. I know you're only one man. That's why I don't get on your case when some things don't go the way we want it. Hopefully, we'll get a Congress and a Senate with Republicans with balls that want to do the right thing. No more Paul Ryans. No more Mitch McConnells. No more other jerk offs like that. And we want Jim Jordan as the Speaker of the House, not Kevin McCarthy. Because I think we're going to landslide back into the 2020 election. I don't think anybody's putting up with this bullshit from the Democrats anymore. It's more than old. It's more than tired. It's fucking ridiculous. All right, everybody. Remember, we'll be voting in about a year. So keep your powder dry. We're going to need it. Have a good night. Have a good day. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Peace. Oh, that's right. Patriots, leftists.